Hello, I am FerrousPilot, and you are watching Let's Play Pillars of Eternity. Today, we discovered the Great Hall. We need to go and talk to the old Watcher. We need to enter the keep and explore Caed Nua. And you know what? We're not exactly having a hard time of it this time around. Do you think he'd be mad if we sat in his chair? He doesn't have to know. I don't know who said that, but okay. It'll actually tell us if we check it. Yeah, a deer. All right. Well, let's go sneaky.
Mad if we sat in his chair?
Yes?
He doesn't have to know.
Oh, he actually said it. Cool. Whispers of Yenwood. It's a one-handed sword. It's got slaying spirits. Okay, so this has a deer written all over it. Let me equip him with it. I don't know if this fine sword of minus this doesn't actually have damage reduction, actually, so slaying spirit is probably a better choice for us right now. It does about the same damage, I think. Yes. No? No, it does less damage. It does a lot less damage. Why is that? I don't understand why the damage is so much lower. But it is reliable, which means 20% of the grazes are converted into hits, and it's got slaying spirits, so it's got more accuracy and damage against spirits, and it does -3 will. I don't know why it does -3 will, but okay. I'm okay with that. We're going to give it to him anyways because it's going to be... First of all, it looks freaking sick. Look at that glow it has on it. And also, we're facing off against spirits in this this video, so we might as well, right? Probably a good idea. Let them come to us, and then we smack them in the face.
What?
With Durance, we're probably just going to use the special ability we have here.
Yes?
How about you, sir? Can you use any of your spells? Field triage. Can you use edit chance? All right, we got to try that out when we have a chance. We can't use any of these chanter spells yet. I think we need to get some phrases first before we are allowed to use them. So we got a phrase now. Can you maybe use a spell? How many phrases? 3 phrases? 3 phrases. Okay, so once we get 3 phrases, I think we'll be able to. But right now, he's in a bit of trouble. So we're probably going to have to save him with Durance here. This is not Durance, this is DingleBingle. Okay, Durance here is going to have to save him using some kind of healing spell. Probably we're going to use Iconic Projection straight through here. Just got to help out a little bit. Yeah, it did. Absolutely. And then he's really getting attacked by a bunch of shadows altogether, isn't he? Well, we'll have a deer change his focus right now. And we'll launch a few of these bad boys down here, arcane assaults. Because we got some, don't we? Yeah, there we go. You still only have 1 word. I was like, I'm a little bit disappointed with this chanter's abilities, eh? Come on, don't die. How do we do this? This guy's got a lot of HP.
Hi?
Are you out? You can use an arcane assault.
Yes?
Let's see. I don't really know how to save his life. I guess we could use a priest spell to restore endurance a little bit. Restore minor endurance? Yeah, let's try that out. Do that. Yeah, we saved his life. I mean, it's pretty good. I guess we can be proud about that. All right. I don't think he's meant to be like a kind of melee fighter. We'll try him out in we'll try him out with his arquebus instead. Although he's got a good sword with DR bypass, so I don't know how useful that's going to be. But he's got an arquebus here as well. You know, so that's pretty good. It's very slow, but it does a lot of damage, so we'll try that out as well. And it's got DR reduction properties as well, so we'll try that out.
No problem.
Did I forget to set my timer? No, I did not. I'm starting to remember this sort of thing nowadays. Let's make sure that, Steward, as you come to the end of the Great Hall, you perceive an inviting warmth radiating from a grand throne wrought out of marble. Its masterful artistry out of place amidst the castle's more practical stonework. The veiled face of a woman is carved above the throne's backing, watching over the room with hollow eyes. As you are at your approach, you feel the warmth fluctuate, as though stirring. A voice rings out from the carving, permeating the fortress through stone and air.
Another watcher in Caed Nua, glowing very brightly indeed to these eyes. What strange happenstance.
I'm looking for Maerwald.
As am I. If you should happen to find him, I would be glad to know of it. Each day his absence brings new dust to my halls, new cracks to my stones. It's shameful is what it is. The Earl would never have let it come to this. You are free to search for him here. I will unbar the way.
Cool, thanks. You said these were your halls? Not
as a land is its laws. More as a child is its mother's. This castle was my design, you see. The Earl appointed me to do it. I was getting on in years. I knew it would be my only chance to build something magnificent. When it was built, I couldn't bring myself to part from it, to go back to my lonely home. I begged the Earl to let me stay, to take care of it. It was all I wanted, and he granted it. Years later, when Bereth's usher finally came calling, I begged the Earl to find a way to let me remain, and so he did.
Tell me more about Maerwald.
He was a great man. He came here one day, young with long hair and polished armor, and he banished the dark things that had come to lurk in this place after centuries of neglect. He could see the beauty of this place, the way it had been. So he claimed it for his own when no one else would take it. We worked together to restore it. But he began to grow distant some time ago. He never told me why. He retreated deeper and deeper into the keep, never leaving, sending servants for food, hiding himself from my sight. The restoration stopped. Now, to look at the place, you'd never know the progress we'd made. In most places, it's worse than it ever was. And all I can do is watch it crumble around me.
Are you imprisoned in that throne?
Imprisoned? At times it feels that way, I suppose. But it's more that I reside here. The throne was brought up from the ruins, one of the first things they found. As a last favor to a dying woman, the Earl arranged for me to be moved into it. Audra is an accommodating vessel for a soul.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Oh, it's not as confining as it seems. I can feel the whole keep from here, and all things that are tied to it. There's something about this throne and its construction. Or maybe it's something about this place.
What Earl were you speaking of?
The Earl of Yenwood. The original, in fact, when Deerwood was a colony. He found this site, the only ruin Ere Glanfarth refused to defend, and he believed its wealth would be great. The keep was his way of defending his family's claim, and that claim became his obsession. He had to know what lay beneath. He devoted his life to excavating the ruins below the keep. They had been sealed with rock and soil. Deliberately, it would seem. Years passed, and with them the Earl. He dug his entire life and never found what he sought. His obsession became his sons and his sons' sons. And one day, that young Earl broke through.
What did he find?
An endless maze, incomprehensible in its construction. But he would never come to learn more than that. Vile things had taken residence there, vile and dangerous. They poured up through the keep and slew its residents, the Earl among them.
Please tell me I'm not going to have to go in through the maze.
After that, the keep remained abandoned, unused, wasted. Maerwald's mastery of this place was the first hope I'd had in 200 years. How I've longed to see it as it once was. I can only guess why all this has happened. I fear I've wronged the gods putting this place here, and they've doomed me to watch it wear away into dust. To witness my own folly.
Where can I find Maerwald?
I can feel his presence faintly somewhere deeper inside the keep. But he uses his gifts to confound me, and my senses are dulled while he does so. I only wish I could know his mind.
Farewell.
Take care in your search. Many dangers lie in wait here.
I'm surprised she was fully voice acted. That's amazing. Anyways, one thing I forgot to do actually is talk to some of our new party member. We need to say, "Yo, what's up, dude?" Right? We got to talk to him.
Following your lead. It's good to be on the road again. A wanderlust is nothing rare in the people of Rauatai, but often I think myself alone in loving the land as much as the sea.
Tell me about
What shall we
Rauatai.
see next, I wonder? Ah, Rauatai. Shall I describe the pearl-white sands, the sapphire waters, the multi-hued tiles of the rooftops, like a mosaic upon the coast? Sorry.
Tell me about the Kingdom of Rauatai in general. It is a long journey by ship to the north, past Ixamitu. And across the sea, we have settled much of the Gulf and established more recent trade colonies all along the coast. We live as best we can, like anyone else. Our land is plagued by storms, and so we stand together, whatever corner of Rauatai we hail from. Otherwise, we'd never survive. Tell me about the city you're from, Takoa.
Takoa is doubly famed, a royal city and home to the Coral Harbor. The Ranganui's palace is there, and we've a fleet of royal ships sitting outside the Gate of Great Teeth. Every so often, you'll hear the roar of a cannon being tested.
The finest ships in Rauatai, and the world, are anchored there, and some of our brightest minds toil away at the artillery. My mother, for instance. Myself, I have no talent with gunpowder. Takawa is also home to the lower college, of course, and we get a great many people traveling long distances to speak with the lore keeper, or else hear the chants and peruse the books. At least, that is how I was when I was younger. Things were a little different when I left. How so? You might say the winds are changing. The Pahari, they are traditionalists in a way. The Ranganui's son stands among their number. Talk at the dinner table has changed from how far a fleet of Rauatai ships might sail to how well defended our borders are. How far we have turned from the old ways. Then talk turns to barring Aederon and Vylian merchant ships and Kanasai's. Things were difficult when I left. There was much arguing among the elders. I trust the king has kept peace, but I worry sometimes that things have taken a turn for the worse. You aren't a traditionalist? Oh, I'm a regular firebrand, if you ask the other chanters. I don't see why I can't appreciate our traditions and chart a better future, but so goes the debate. Sounds like you miss your home. Some parts of it, those silver cliffs, the sea, those, at least, no one can change. The day I boarded the ship for a deer, the sunrise was gold upon the water, and I nearly leapt overboard and swam for home. Takoa has a lot of this artillery. Rauatai has a lot of artillery. We've made great advances with explosives. One of our artillery masters advised on the Godhammer bomb during the Saints' War, actually. Well, I know somebody else who advised on the Godhammer bomb. I'm talking about Kevin Durant, of course, who created the Godhammer. What an asshole, right? Rauatai itself, our efforts are more modest. Bombards, cannons, we're having some luck with mortars. You might ask my sister if you ever visit Takoa. She captains the Ratuwana. She knows more than I do and enjoys great fame for it. It may not be very traditional, but even the most strident demagogue won't touch the subject of artillery. They'd lose what support they've gathered. Do only Amua live there? Far from it. The Amua have arrived more recently and form the greater number, but others have joined us so long as they call themselves subject to the Ranganui. Some of my neighbors are Orlans, for instance, fine people, though they care little for the sea. People here say that the coastal Amua are cruel people. Cruel in the same manner that Orlans are feral and pale elves are graceful, yes? Amua conquered Rauatai long ago and drove their enemies from those lands. In doing it, today the great kingdom of Rauatai holds humans, Orlans, elves, even island Amua. What a campaign of conquest says about those responsible, you'll have to ask the adherents. In any case, yes, the reputation persists. Good if you want fighting work, less so if you would like to be a cook. I had other questions, maybe? Let's see. What is the sacred book you're looking for?
The Tanvi Oratoa. It's not really a book. It's been passed down over the years in the form of a chant. I actually found it a little strange at first, seeing it set down in stone. It's not quite the same as a song of worship, though we have paeans to the gods as well. More a kind of moral guide. It gives us something to aspire to. The, model of a virtuous citizen of Rauatai.
Won't it have crumbled away by now?
Much of Ingwith's writing is lost to us, but an engraving would survive. I found several tablets at the site in Examitl. The scholar Gabranos, in particular, seems to have been fond of writing on the walls. I may have to ask you to help me carry it, if it's a large stone.
Why look for it out here?
There have been arguments as to the chant's true interpretation. New translations, even. But any rendition of it I find in the ruins of Engwith will predate those translations by 2,000 years. And finding it here also proves that we still have much to gain from trading with other cultures. I'd be lying if I said I'm not looking forward to seeing the look on everyone's faces when I get back. But in the long term, I just think that we can learn a lot from the Engwithians. A civilization like that is something to aspire to. A model for Rauatai as a whole, and not just its people. And I want to prove that all of this is worthwhile. Traveling, seeing the world for what it is. It's been so different from sitting in the Chanter Hall and studying books.
You came all this way just to win an argument?
More or less. It wasn't a popular theory when I suggested it. The idea that we shared the Tanvi Oratoha with some older culture, I mean, doesn't mean it's not true. It doesn't help that my family is from the Deadfire Islands. If I had a copper pond for every chanter who suggested that it's just not in my nature to conquer. My siblings, my parents, they make up for it. They build walls and cannons and ships. I've tried to explain. It isn't that I think those things aren't necessary, but if Rauatai closes itself off from trade, it turns on its own people over tradition, we will fall behind, and then we'll be the ones getting conquered. I think my father tries to understand at least.
So describe this, virtuous citizen.
Dutiful, learned, honest. The sticking point is loyal. Loyal to the people of Rauatai above all others. Fearless in their defense, and bold in aspiration. Tireless in battle or industry. An inspiration to one's people. But it seems it's not that far a leap from there to the idea that we must cast out foreign influences.
Is that what you aspire to be?
Doesn't everyone want to be a good citizen?
You think the Engwithans are the true
I
authors?
don't know that the distinction is necessarily important. Rauatai has a long history, and our people have come from many different places. It matters less who wrote it than that I have found pieces of the verses all around the world. Wherever it came from, it will be Rauatai that decides what becomes of it. All the races and peoples of our kingdom coming together to create a great empire. You see, then, that I am loyal in my way.
Alright, I have other questions. There's no point in insulting him by saying it sounds boring, right? So... who are those people after you? Oh, them, yes. I ran into them in Adir, or rather, they sought me out. In Adir, there were many people who had observed the Engwithan ruins in the Durwood, and I spent some time conferring with the experts. In the libraries, I found accounts of sites in Ixamitil, and it was there where I traveled next. But just before that, I found myself approached by a woman in dark robes who bade me to abandon my studies for my own safety. I ignored her, of course, but I began to have the sense that after that of being followed, and after that, well, one ambush on the road I could call misfortune, but 3? You don't seem worried about this. They haven't had much luck. The last one came upon me at a dig site and slipped on a muddy beam. I tried to catch him reflex, I should think, but he went right over the side, down 100 feet. Not really sure what he had in mind, but I doubt it was that. Who are these people? I thought it was only fair to delve into their activities. In return, I found word of a leaden key, but past that, it was all ravings and superstitions. I might as well have gone around asking whether someone had seen a whale flying through the air. Someone might well tell me yes, but the validity of their accounts is questionable. I had other questions. Tell me about yourself.
What shall I tell? I am Kanarua, born in the royal city of Tekoa, from which rules the Ranga Nui. There. That is a solemn enough start. I am a lore chanter in the college there. Or at least a student of lore and a chanter both.
The accent's right, but you don't look like you're from Rauatai. Do I not? I take your meaning. My family is from the Deadfire Archipelago, but I have never seen the islands. My parents traveled to Rauatai many times, many years before I was born. They found more opportunity in Rauatai. My mother took to crafting cannons, aspiring pirate that she is, and my father's work with coral caught the eye of someone important, the Ranganui himself. The rest followed. What would you like to know? Tell me more about the lore chanters. My eldest brother thinks we spend our days in song, weaving wraiths from flowers, but the truth is far less exciting than that. The college preserves what knowledge our people have gathered. I would have said that Lord Chanters are Rawatai, for without them, we would have no beginning, no sense of how far we've come. We would forget ourselves with every generation. I'm only a student yet, but someday I'll return and tell the keeper what I've learned, and she will add my verses to the chant. What would you like to know? No, I think this is good. Let's be on our way. We talked to you a little bit,
Sure.
you know. We actually need to finish talking to probably a deer and some of them, but that's all right. We'll do this as
I shall
time
be
goes
quiet
on.
as a calm sea, which is not very quiet.
All right. Absolutely nothing in there. That was kind of a waste of time. But okay, we can check out this area here. Let's go into D mode. Let's turn on the D. All right, there we go. What the heck is this? It's just an exit. Never mind. I'm not interested in that. Is that also an exit? That's not even anything. That's just like... No, that is an exit. Okay. Let's try this out, though. This is like the door that she opened up for us.
There's my little soldier.
What?
Been out playing soldier again, have we? Go wash up and come help me shuck these peas.
The frick is going on right now? And no complaints. You got to eat your vegetables if you want to grow up to be strong and be a real soldier one day, just like we read. Say nothing. Soldiers are
Soldiers
important.
are important people. They defend the weak and punish the wicked. You're too young to understand now, but there are lots of wicked people. People like the man who murdered your father.
Remind me what happened to, my father.
Before you were born, the Glanfathans attacked settlers like us. They said we'd knocked over some of their special Adra rocks. That's why they call it the Broken Stone War. They got very angry, and so they came into our villages and killed many people. Your father was one of them.
I see.
That's why you'll be a soldier one day. To protect and to avenge. Why don't you go back out and play? I'll finish up here.
Sweet, we got out of the shucking peas. Nice. Just like, give her a guilt trip on the old I have no father train. Know what I mean? What the heck is this? Ivory spinner? It's a spider if I've ever seen one. Yeah, let's just attack. We've been webbed, so there's not much we can do here. Wow, Sharknado is taking a lot of damage. Not too happy about that. Kevin Durant, why don't you do some nonsense here? Help us out. DingleBingle, I don't know what much you can do here, but you could at least maybe. The hell is this? Maybe do one of these bad boys right here.
It's not working.
And you can do one of these, and we should be good. How about you? Can you use a spell? Use a spell. I think you should use a spell. No, don't use field triage, man. Use a spell. Use a spell. Yeah, use summon skeleton, dude. Yeah. All right. Now we can like have the skeletons attack and stuff. It's pretty cool. And we can have Kevin Durant probably. No, you can't do what I was thinking.
Yes.
All right, but we can have DingleBingle definitely do something useful right now. We can have him do a recall agony. Nah, I don't know. We can have him do one of these bad boys right here. I think that's gonna be a pretty good attack for us right now. How's this archivist going up for us? Ah, it's pretty good. Oh yeah, this archivist is like kind of badass. Did somebody die? I don't know why the game paused. Oh, the skeleton died. I don't care about the skeleton dying, man. Alright, attack. Wait, why do we have 4 guys in range? Okay, I get it.
A little rest is in order.
You believe rest is in order all the freaking time, man. You need to get some athletic skill. Okay, we got some spider legs, some stuff we can examine. Silver trails of slug gleam inside the barrels. Okay, more spiders, more spiders. I don't really mind. Like, these spiders are kind of easy to kill, so. Really? How long is it going to take you to kill these spiders? Realistically, we should probably, like, have our party in proper formation.
Following
And you, sir. Summon some more skeletons. How about that? Reduces damage reduction to enemies And this does a thunderous explosion that stuns and shoves enemies in the area of effect. I think we should just, like, summon more skeletons, honestly.
Rock 10.
Yeah. Get fucked. Just like I have a freaking army here of skeletons and shit. And I don't care if the skeletons die, right? They deal, like, a decent amount of damage. Or at least they take some enemy hits for us, right? And that's what they're good for, but... hey, it's not bad.
Sure.
New orders, Lieutenant. Ready your squad.
Nice
Just a
and
moment, good
quiet.
sir. All right, what do you have to tell me? Hold on, let me adjust my mic here for a second. There we go, that should be a little bit better. Maybe a little bit more like this. There we go, that should be a little bit better. Okay. A spectral man arrayed in armor and an officer's cloak studies a single sheet of paper. You can see straight through it to the ducal and deer insignias on the breastplate. He seems to read over the passage several times before looking up at you. When he does, his expression is unreadable.
There's been a change of plans. Take your squad and march south all the way to the bow in the river. Bring a wagon team and a dozen barrels of pitch. The instructions come from Admeth Hadred himself, which means they might as well have come from the Duke. We're to burn those hut dwellers out. Set fire to the deerwood so they've nowhere to retreat. Cut them down when they come out. Or let them blaze if they won't. It'll make this even shorter than the broken stone war, all right. And we can only hope it'll discourage future conflicts. I know this is personal for you. It is for many of us. But understand, we're doing this to end this war, not to continue the last one. Remember that we're flushing out the enemy, not burning villages for sport. Bareth?
Oh shit, I pressed quickly. Bareth will have his work cut out for him tonight. Seamless transition. Yeah. The cot is rough with splinters. I don't like the fact that this place has a bunch of places in it, and we've got to be careful and like explore every single area, and it's hard to do because of stuff, but we'll try it out, you know, as much as we can anyway, even though this episode is about to end, but we'll see. It seems like a very labyrinthine area. Endless paths of Otnua. Yeah. Unfortunate.
Laying low. We'll take those farmers by surprise.
This guy seems like a Jerkintosh, man.
Almost time. Di and Heather scouted the village last night. They're rounding up the rest of the party now. Don't worry. Everyone remembers the raid was your idea. The Rio had to go along with it after you got the rest of the clan riled up. No one wants it said that the Nine Claws were too cowardly to stand with the rest of the tribe when the foreigners desecrated our ruins.
You may not like them, but they're still our elders for now. That was clever, drawing the support of the community first. By the time you approached the Riao, they had no choice but to support us. There's no doubt you'll join their ranks one day, so long as no farmer's pitchfork fells you tonight.
The tribes need more leaders like you. Women who value deeds over words. You were right. They were too soft when the foreigners first came, and now they humiliate us. We'll be soft no more, and the invaders will learn to leave us alone once and for all.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's open up the door. Oh my god, what just happened? Is this the guy?
No. Keep away from us. Leave us!
Okay, it is the guy. So, remember when I said we're going to end the episode right here? Okay, you know what? I guess I will end the episode right here because it's like 29 minutes according to my timer. And we'll talk to Maerwald next time. So, thank you very much for watching. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.